Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. Thanks for being here. Happy Tuesday. I'm Jay Zawaski with Greg Boysen and Mario Tirabassi. We're going to do some around the league stuff today. So make sure you're active in the comments. Make sure you smash that like button for us. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as always. And podcast listeners, please subscribe, follow, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We would really, really appreciate that. Fellas, how we doing today? Have you left home after skating home last night after the post-game show?
Nope.
Yeah, I took my daughter to preschool this morning, so that was not a bad drive, but it was definitely icy in the parking lot. Almost ate shit.
Oh man,
Yeah.
like once I the main roads were okay driving home,
Yeah.
but I swear to God, from walking from our office to my car, which is maybe half a block away, I think it took me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That was a stressful walk to the car. I was like, I am going to eat it.
Yeah,
And as you said, Jay, right when we got to our cars, you were like, see, we're at the age where if we fall down, we die.
yes, exactly. But not before becoming an internet meme.
Right.
Those like 10-minute falls.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Slip.
I hate that. And the drive home, it felt fine, but like driving on the highway, it was kind of like, is the road wet or is it icy? I want to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then as like semis are passing you, like, it was a little worrisome, but we made it. And then I didn't have to go anywhere today, so it's all good.
And I gotta say, from walking on ice, I have sore muscles that I had probably not used in a while, like the inner part of your thigh.
Yeah.
Those muscles usually often when you ice skate actually are very sore this morning. I'm like, why am I sore? Like, oh yeah, it took me 10 minutes to walk a block to my car.
Nothing like being sore from walking a half a block.
Seriously. Welcome to old. But at least I'm not a meme, at least for this.
Not yet.
So yeah.
Anyway, the old groins, they get a workout.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to tell you who is replacing Connor Bedard at the All-Star game. We're going to talk about Cory Perry's return to the NHL and Patrick Roy's return to the NHL. And on the second half of the show, we've got some new info about the All-Star game, the captains, the celebrity captains, who will participate in the skills competition, and what exactly those skills competitions are. So let's start with Connor Bedard. Looks like he will not be part of the game at all. Not a total huge surprise, recovering from a broken jaw. And I think for those that missed the post-game and pre-game show last night, we should clarify there's been some misinformation going around. Everyone from Spit and Chicklets to NHL.com misreading or recycling misreadings of what Luke Richardson said. Connor Bedard is not out an extra 6 weeks. That has been floating around. It is still out there on social media. That is not true. What Luke Richardson said yesterday was it is a 6-week injury, meaning from the surgery. So the timeline has not changed. There has not been a setback with Connor Bedard. So it was 2 weeks ago yesterday that he had the surgery. So you're looking at maybe 4 more weeks without Connor Bedard. Nothing has been added. The timeline has not been moved, despite what several media outlets that should know better have been reporting over the last, probably 18 hours or so.
Unless he sees his shadow, then it'll be another 6 weeks.
No, God, please no.
No, he's gonna be okay.
I even saw it this morning. It was still going on this morning, so almost a whole 24 hours later. Locally, WGN's website was reporting it this morning. I saw it across my feed. And
Come on, Joe Brand.
It's like, well, it's the TV, not the radio. The TV, different people.
Do we blame Pat Tomasulo for that then?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably.
Blame him. He's not funny anyway. So
I love that every day we learn someone that Greg doesn't like. We got to get that sponsored. We got to get that sponsored. Just like innocent bystander that takes a shot from Greg. Like, what did Pat Tomasulo do?
Not make me laugh ever.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, the amount of people that are running with, the misinformation, it's disheartening, but in no way is it surprising
No,
these days.
it's
It's where we are in our race to be first instead of race to be right in our the way we cover our news these days.
Yes, and some other breaking news that really caught fire this morning. Someone reached out to me on Twitter like 3 weeks ago about this question. I couldn't even find the person who it was, but they said,
I got the same question.
Way,
I got the same question. Yeah.
Do they ever clean the banners? So I reached out to a Blackhawks representative, and the Blackhawks representative got back to me and said, yes, the banners that hang in the rafters are cleaned every 5 years or so. The last time they were cleaned was after the 2017 Final Four, and they're likely going to get cleaned again this summer after the DNC. That tweet has 30,000 views.
Oh yeah!
What the hell?
that was a question I got from Chris in my DMs. He's at C_OMIE34. So Chris, there's your answer.
Yes,
I love those weird like questions.
Yeah, you never think about it though.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if back in the day, back in the stadium days when you can smoke indoors, if they were cleaned a lot more frequently than every 5 years.
That's why those old ones are a little yellow.
Yeah.
They are. No, I was having this talk with my wife, and I remember as a kid, they used to have a bit of a yellow tint to them. And of course, it was probably cigarette smoke, but we called it like vintage cream.
Sure.
But it was just cigarette smoke. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, there's a little bit of news for you today. I did not know that was going to be such a.
We need to do if they do it this summer, we need to like be there to like get some B-roll of them taking all the banners down and then go back and put it all up and do something fun for social. That would be like.
That'd be great.
Based on the tweet, how many people have viewed your tweet? That's a video that would be like maybe our most viewed video ever.
I know it's really funny, and maybe we can fix the serif on the host a banner. It drives me crazy. It's the only number with a serif on it of all the banners up there. That's okay. I'm fine. I'm not OCD at all. Not at all. Totally fine. All right, so here are your replacements for Connor Bedard in the All-Star game, in the All-Star festivities. It is not a Blackhawk, which probably shouldn't come as a huge surprise. I mean, does anyone want, aside from us, does anyone want to see Jason Dickinson or Peter Mrazek? Probably not.
No, not across the league.
Yeah, so it's Kyle Connor from the Jets and Vincent Trocheck from the Rangers. So fine.
That's what we need. Another Ranger. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
That's fine. At least it's not another Maple Leaf.
That's true. Yeah. I just, I don't know if either of those guys moved the needle. I mean, you could argue they both deserve to be there. Kyle Connor for sure, but whatever. It's not to get worked up over.
You also have to think like they're probably at this stage of where the schedule is at, how close they are to the All-Star game. They don't want another like Oliver Bjorkstrand situation where a player gets told, "Hey, you're going to go to the All-Star game," and they're like, "Fuck." Like,
no, I don't want to.
I'm sure they probably went down the list and was just like, okay, who's available and also willing? Like, who doesn't want to cancel their trip to Cabo or whatever? And lo and behold, Vince Trocheck and Kyle Connor, you're on your way to Toronto.
Well, congrats to them.
Yeah,
I guess.
And yeah, I get like, I see a lot of people saying like, oh, they harp so much on every team getting representation, but then they don't replace the players that aren't going to be there with players on the same team. It's like, yeah, for the Vegas Golden Knights, losing Jack Eichel and not having anybody there as Vegas, as the reigning Cup champions, that is a little like, you'd think they'd put somebody there.
Yeah.
But for the Blackhawks, it's like, yeah, as much as we would love to see Jason Dickinson get rewarded for the career year he's having, or Nick Foligno for the personality that he is and the role he's played on this team, or Peter Mrazek for the way he's played across the league, that doesn't matter to anybody really.
No, I don't think so.
And the Blackhawks have a representative in Connor Bedard. He was picked to be the All-Star. He just can't play. And the same with the Golden Knights. It is surprising that you aren't having a representative from your reigning Stanley Cup champions actually in the game. But, if Connor Bedard was healthy, he'd be there, and nobody would be like, well, Jason Dickinson deserves to be there too.
No.
No, it's and I'm sure Jason Dickinson would have had a great time going. It would have been an honor, something he probably never would have expected. But I'm sure he's also, as well as everybody in this locker room, is looking to just not be a Blackhawk for a few days.
Get some time off.
Go be, husband, father, normal guy, whatever, and just disappear for 3 or 4 days and come back ready for the second half of the season. That's probably more important to a guy like Jason Dickinson, who, based on, we watch him play every night, and he never he rarely ever misses a shift. The way he plays, he needs a few days away from the rink. I'm sure he's got bumps and bruises and aches and pains, as they all do. And I'm sure he's not too upset that he gets to take whatever vacation plans he had. He can follow through on those now.
I don't know. I think it's massive disrespect to the 182nd ranked scorer in the NHL right now. It is a slap in the face to Jason Dickinson.
Who, by the way, only has 1 point since signing his big contract. See what's the carry to these guys?
He's packed it in. He's packed it in. Yeah, he got the bag, and
now he's just
so selfish. Yeah.
Yep,
brutal.
Yeah. Well, and also too, like, going to the All-Star game is not only like going, traveling, playing in the festivities, whatever. It's also like media obligations and like, it's a lot. So I think it's good for these guys to get that time off away from hockey. Some guys might just say, oh, I'm just not going to play, but I'm going to keep skating and all this stuff. And, some of the younger guys will do that. But yeah, it'll be good for this team, specifically the Blackhawks, to have their players get away from this season for a little bit, because to finish it out and try and finish it strong is going to, ask a lot of them. So.
Yeah, definitely. So nothing to get worked up about. I think people have taken it pretty well in stride, I would say, considering, that no Hawks are there. But I mean, if you're looking at this realistically, you can kind of see there's not really anyone that's a no-brainer.
Right.
This now means I don't have to watch it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And look, when you look up at the end of Connor Bedard's career, he'll do 7 years in Chicago, and then he's going to Vancouver. As we all know, it's 100% happening.
Yeah. If you listen to the
it'll say 2024 All-Star right there on his hockey reference page. So, it'll also say 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. He'll have plenty of opportunities to go and be an All-Star and all that stuff. So exactly.
He'll become crusty and
curmudgeon-y.
He'll think it's a giant pain in the ass before we know it. They grow up so fast.
The other bit of news, speaking of crusty and curmudgeon-y, former Blackhawk, disgraced, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Whatever it is. Cory Perry, dismissed. Cory Perry is back in the NHL. The Edmonton Oilers made it official yesterday. He is signed for a very low, under what I think it's like $750K for the rest of the year, league minimum. And he's going to be part of the Oilers. Now, the Hawks play the Oilers on Thursday. He's not playing in that game. They're going to give him the week to get up to speed. Well, this is what I want to ask Foligno. So next time we have Nick Foligno in, like, if you played Edmonton and Perry was in the lineup, do you have to fight him? You kind of have to fight him, right?
I mean, it's not like he did anything. I don't know. That's an interesting angle at it, because did he?
We don't know. We have no idea.
It's you don't know exactly what happened. We do know that it didn't involve any teammates. So I don't know if you get into that, weeds of the NHL code and stuff, that you have to exact retribution on the ice. The good thing is we won't have to figure out if that would or would not happen, because they won't be playing on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's the last meeting of the year between the two teams, I believe. So we won't have to worry about that later. And then who knows where Captain Pudwack will be next season. I'm glad we can stop calling him our Pudwack and have to use, affection towards him. Good riddance.
Yeah. The fact that he's no longer a Blackhawk feels right, given the extensive history. And when he was here, you saw the fan base embrace him, and then for the reasons that he had to leave, you saw the people say, you know what, if that's what's gonna happen with him around, then he doesn't need to be around. So yeah, I find it interesting that he's back very quickly, but not everyone's road to a second chance is the same.
I wonder, and I agree. I'm all for second chances, but the timing of this is kind of like very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it was the other way around. Had the Oilers signed Cory Perry to start the season and had to dismiss him for whatever it is he had to do, and then the Blackhawks gobbled him up. I would imagine the Twitters, the X's, the Instagrams would be on fire.
Of course.
About there go the Blackhawks again. What a garbage organization. But when the Oilers do it, what a savvy move. Is he the final piece that puts them over the top?
They did the same thing with Evander Kane. The Oilers have made it very clear that optics and all that, they don't care. They want to try and win.
Judgment goes out the window when you're trying to win a Stanley Cup.
You got McDavid and Draisaitl in their primes, so optics and off ice be damned. We're going to try and bring in players that are going to help us potentially win a Stanley Cup. And clearly, Edmonton fan base is viewed differently than Chicago's, and the organization's viewed differently. For do I agree with the Oilers doing it? I don't know, but I do agree that the Blackhawks image needs a lot of repairing, and they have a zero tolerance. They're in a zero tolerance situation. So if it's not in his character, but Kyle Davidson, if it was the reverse and Kyle Davidson went in and brought in Cory Perry, man, the scrutiny and ridicule would be deserved.
Well, and that old sneaky Pete in the chat says that's exactly why they released him. The Blackhawks, 31 other teams would have handled it internally. Unfortunately, the Hawks don't have the benefit of the doubt. We don't know that. We don't know what it was. We don't know if other teams would have handled it internally. You have to assume that the Oilers did their due diligence to find out exactly what happened or get some sort of version of it. And look, they were comfortable with it. And they were comfortable with it when they brought in Evander Kane. And that was a lot more, that was
Public.
Some pretty nasty stuff that Evander Kane was said to have done. And that's, and again, they just looked right past it. And look, it's true. The Hawks have not earned the benefit of the doubt, but when they've been given opportunities like Cory Perry, something went wrong and they took care of it. He was gone immediately. There were no questions asked. So what bothered me about it was violation happens, team dismisses him, and it becomes another disgusting act by the Blackhawks. Like they did what they were supposed to do. They handled it perfectly. Yeah. And look, it comes with success. It comes with being a large market team that gets a lot of press. People are still butthurt that the Hawks won the draft lottery. And I'm not saying that people should not look at the Hawks side-eyed because of everything that happened with Brad Aldrich. Of course they should. But everyone in the organization from that time is gone. Everybody is gone. It is new leadership. I think for the most part, this leadership's done a good job. I would say I don't love the way the Pride Night thing was handled last year. But aside from that, I think they've done a pretty good job. And we get back sort of to the hockey part of it. There was a question about, are the Oilers that desperate for forward help? That was my thought. It was from Edward. This team has won. They're going for 14 in a row tonight. They're getting close to the NHL record for consecutive wins. And they've got the Sharks and the Hawks coming up in Nashville. Those are the three they need to beat. They're in pretty good shape. Like, why would you bring in this Cory Perry? You're not bringing in a guy who's an all-star level player anymore.
No.
It's just you're bringing in a forward with a little bit of baggage. And again, it seemed like in the locker room he was fine. He's kind of a soft-spoken guy. didn't have much of a huge presence, at least around the media when we were in there.
Very
I just don't
soft-spoken.
know. It's an interesting move and an interesting time for the Oilers.
I mean, it's a guy that plays playoff style hockey when that time comes. A guy that's done it before, won a cup before, a lifetime ago. So I guess from that point of view, it's somebody that you want to put into that room that's been in those battles, that will go into those battles still at the age that he's at and where he's at in his career. He's still going to play that role. Maybe they felt that that's something that they were missing. I don't know. I think that they clearly have a lot of talent. They clearly have the ability to win games now. But I guess if you look at it, like, winning games in the regular season, it's different than winning games in the playoffs. So Ken Holland decided that Cory Perry was a guy that was made available, and he felt like that was a missing piece that they need. It's definitely a down. It's definitely a postseason move. Like, this isn't a guy you bring in to say, oh, Cory Perry is going to put us over the top. You've won 13 straight, like, you're fine. But it's when you get into the postseason that you're going to need a guy who does what he does, to potentially help give you that boost. Whether or not he's that effective anymore, that still remains to be seen. But what he was doing when he was here in Chicago was very much what we expected him to do, outside of being like third on the team in points when he was dismissed.
Yeah.
I will find it funny, though, if the losing streak is ended in Cory Perry's debut.
That would be interesting.
Like, they win like 16, 17 in a row. He makes his debut and they lose like 5-1. I just want to see. I want to see Oilers Twitter if that happens. That'd be a lot
like
of
a
fun.
-3 or something.
Yeah. Well, he did talk yesterday and kind of address their turn. So why don't we play this? This is courtesy of Sportsnet in Canada.
Well, hey guys, it's over the last 2 months, I've really had a chance to reflect and get the help and take full responsibility for what happened in Chicago, and try to better myself. And those are the things that I've been working on. I've been working on with people in the mental health field and in different fields. So it's it's been a long time to get back to this spot, to be back on that ice with players in the NHL. And I have to thank my family, my friends, all the support I've gotten, the support from my counselors, and just trying to better myself each and every day. And from where I was two months ago to where I am today, I think it's been a world of difference, the help that I've gotten and to where I've come from. On the hockey side, I'm excited to be here. This is a passionate fan base. It's an exciting town, exciting time of the Oilers organization. I mean, you look around that room, you got some pretty tremendous players in Connor, Leon, Darnell here, and the list just keeps going on. So, like I said, I got to say thank you to the Oilers organization, to Ken, to everybody involved, to be here, sitting here today, and talking in front of you guys.
That's Cory Perry. Later in the presser, he was asked the specifics of what happened in Chicago, and he basically said, I said everything I'm going to say in the statement I issued when I left the team, and just leave it at that. And that's probably the right way to do it, as there were other people part of this. And look, I am a believer in second chances. I am a believer in mental health and therapy and all those things. And I think there's a lot of people that may be looking at Cory Perry and saying, like, this guy's 38 years old. Is he really going to change that much? Well, my sister died 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was 39. That's when I began therapy. And I can tell you that I am a very different person now than I was at 39. I know how to process things better. I know how to identify what's going on with me better. And I know it's only been 2 months for Cory Perry, but hopefully he's genuine and sincere in the fact that he is doing work. He is trying to improve himself for whatever the issues he was going through or is currently going through might be. I believe in all of that. And I would be, I'd be contradictory if I said, yeah, but screw this guy, right? I mean, hopefully he gets the help he needs. Hopefully everything works out for him. And so he's a better man for his family and his children and his teammates and everybody. I believe, and I just hope he's taking it seriously. And from what he said, it sounds like he is.
Yeah, and he can return to the league in some sort of ongoing process too. Like it's not like, oh, it was just these 2 months and I'm completely done. Like he can continue going through what he's doing, whatever it is. And hopefully that's the case as he does make a return. So you don't know exactly what he's going to be doing, what work it is, but by all accounts from, he was never like specifically dismissed from the league and needed approval to come back. Like he was cut from the Blackhawks. But he did, talk with, the Gary Bettman and Bill Daly, and, the Oilers contacted the Blackhawks as Ken Holland said at the press conference yesterday. So, it seems like all the people that they needed to contact in this scenario, checked those boxes. But yeah, hopefully whatever he's doing to better himself is an ongoing process and not a, 2 months, wipe your hands clean, all done. Like you'd hope that it's something that he's going to continue on doing.
Yeah. As somebody who is, recovering alcoholic, I mean, the 2 months, and everybody's different. Everybody's wired different, but to make declarations after 2 months is gutsy. I don't think he was saying I'm fully recovered. I hope it's ongoing and it wasn't just lip service to I'm going to do what it takes till I get a contract. I know for me personally, 2 months into my, sobriety, I was not like, I wasn't ready to go back into like a former environment to be recovering and then to go right back to an NHL road and an NHL locker room and just being back, one of the boys. Temptation is going to be very hard. And hey, he may feel he can handle it. Obviously he does. So I wish him nothing but the best in that. But the time period makes me a little worrisome. But, everybody's different. I'm not Cory Perry. Cory Perry is not me. We're wired differently. So, we'll see what happens. But as somebody who has, will be 5 years sober, knock on wood, this March, thinking back to my very early days of dealing with this process, there's no way I could be in an NHL environment and be on the road and be out with the boys and have guys, going to hotel bars. Like there's no way I could do that. But, I'm not Cory Perry, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Again, just hope just for everybody involved, Cory Perry, his family, whatever happened in the Blackhawks that got him dismissed. I just hope everybody is getting what they need out of this and that there is a decent ending. So anyway, awkward transition to the last bit of non-All-Star news we're going to get to. Patrick Roy, this is a couple days old, but back in the league as the Islanders head coach because Seth Jones got Lane Lambert fired from the New York Islanders with his overtime winner.
There you go, Seth.
I know that Patrick Roy is a loud, opinionated, fiery dude, but I think having him back in hockey is a good thing. He is going to be appointment television all the time, appointment press conferences all the time. The game's better when he's part of it, and I'll never forgive him for pretty much dunking on Jeremy Roenick after the 96 playoffs. Roenick gets pulled down, and Roenick wants a penalty shot, and they talk in the media after the game, and Roenick said, I want to ask Patrick, where his jockstrap is. I killed him on a breakaway last time. And Patrick Roy said, tell Jeremy I can't hear him. I've got my 2 Stanley Cup rings in my ears. And like, damn, can't really retort to that one, Patrick. Yeah. But he's a character. He's a character. And I saw some footage of him at practice, like just screaming and slamming his stick on the ice. Like, oh man, I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's going to be entertaining as hell.
I mean, it makes an an Islanders franchise that is always seemingly one of the most boring makes him interesting. That's for sure. And yeah, I mean, Waugh, he's had success as a coach in the NHL. He's had some failure as a coach in the NHL. He's had success, a lot of success in minor hockey since leaving the NHL. So, I think he obviously has a mind for the game, and so far it seems like Islanders players have responded well to him coming in and kind of getting into that position and into the organization and kind of bringing a bit of a spark to them. So he's one of those guys that it's just like, no matter what role he can play, if he's in the NHL, like it's seemingly a good thing, so long as he's, not causing too many problems. And, cause he's Hall of Fame player, legendary personality, like definitely someone that makes the league interesting for sure. And even if he's not a fan of analytics, like he can still be a pretty good head coach, I think.
I love analytics.
It's another big personality in a league that is lacking big personalities. And it is the least likely fit, you would think, a Patrick Waugh, Lou Lamoriello
Right.
relationship is one that you think can't last, but stranger things have happened. There have been stranger bedfellows in the history of the NHL. Patrick Waugh, lost in all of it. It's been so long since he's been given his second chance. Really good coach. I mean, he had 3 years in Colorado, won the division in the Jack Adams his first year, then had some down seasons, but in his 3 years in Colorado, he had a .577 point percentage, which is pretty good.
Better
than
Luke Richardson.
Yeah, fire him. He stinks. I think it was 32 Thoughts were talking about it, and it had some really good stuff about Lou Lamoriello, and like he has like this mindset that a guy on his second coaching stint is when you get the sweet spot. Like he's learned his mistakes from his first stint, but he hasn't gotten so set in his ways that he's just going to do my way or the highway. And he went through like some of his coaches in New Jersey were guys that he won Stanley Cups with, were on their second coaching stint, and they also brought up that his Lamoriello's infatuation with all things Montreal Canadiens, when you think of some of the people he's brought in, Larry Robinson and Jacques Lemaire, and now Patrick Waugh. So interesting stuff from Friedman and Merrick as usual. But you know what? He automatically makes the league's least interesting team a heck of a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. They won their first game with him, a nice overtime win. So we'll see as he gets acclimated. And I was watching that game because it was like, I want to see what Patrick Waugh does. And they kept showing him on the bench, and he was in the ear of almost every player at some point and just talking. Man, you probably have to do that a little more in your first game, but it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And that's another team in the East that's, there's 5 or 6 teams vying for those 2 playoff spots, those 2 wild card spots, and it's going to get very, very interesting down the stretch. And see that, like, the trade deadline is going to be very interesting because there's really like 4 teams who aren't still technically alive for a playoff spot. So we're going to see, if any of those teams declare themselves dead and start making trades.
Yeah. I think we must have to clarify something here, because I don't think I used the word alcoholic. I don't think any of the other 2 you guys didn't use the word alcoholic. We talked about alcohol, but I've gotten a couple tweets about it and some comments about it. So I want to reread Cory Perry's statement. The last paragraph here, he says, "I have started working with experts in the mental health and substance abuse fields to discuss my struggles with alcohol, and I will take whatever steps necessary to ensure this never happens again. I hope to regain the trust and respect of everyone who has believed in me throughout my career." That is Cory Perry's statement back in November. He is the one who specifically cited substance abuse and alcohol as the reasons for his dismissal, or at least what led to his dismissal. So that's not us speculating. Those are from the phone notes of Cory Perry himself. And a little bit of other hockey news here. This just posted by the Philadelphia Flyers 7 minutes ago. Per Daniel Briere, their GM, Carter Hart has requested and been granted an indefinite leave of absence, citing personal reasons. The club will have no further comment at this time. So
interesting.
Yeah,
that's another player, Dylan Dubé from the Flames, also had that same situation earlier this week. So interesting. Yeah, I mean, hopefully whatever reasons that these guys need to get away from their teams, they're doing it for, you know, the betterment of themselves. So that's interesting.
Yeah, Flyers are kind of a hot mess right now, despite playing really good hockey most of the season.
Yeah, they got a lot going on.
They're one of the most surprising teams in the league, and yet every time you turn around, there's another tire fire they got to put out. And I can't wait for the tweets and the comments to trade for Carter Hart. You know they're coming. But if it's someone that needs to get a mental refresh, dealing with some personal issues, hopefully he gets what he needs. We saw this last year with Spencer Knight and the Florida Panthers. Being an NHL goalie can't be good for the old psyche at times, especially when you struggle, especially in a passionate city like Philadelphia. And he's had a lot of expectations and met them early, but has struggled the last couple seasons. So
he's been playing well this year, though.
Yeah, he's been playing well. He started well, and then he's lost kind of his job for a little bit. But yeah, best of luck to him. And another little note before we take our break here and catch up on our ads.
Sorry, Steven.
Yeah, we're getting yelled at.
Sorry, ads.
Just a quick note: Colin Blackwell not practicing today for maintenance day per the Blackhawks. That came through while we were chatting about our former friend in Edmonton.
Yeah, they're on the ice right now in Seattle, I believe.
All right, there you go. That's a lot. So we're going to get to the All-Star captains and All-Star events coming up next.
Some more fun stuff.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about our friends here at Empire Today. With Empire Today, you get shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a low price guarantee. You know by now that Empire Today is the best place to go for new flooring. So, of course, everybody else that does flooring wants to be like them, but Empire can't be beaten on quality, service, or speed. Trust them, they live and breathe flooring. So you can rest assured everything Empire brings to you is not just some pile of junk. They care. They want to put good floors in your home. Their product team exhaustively combs through thousands of product samples every year to find the perfect styles. And once you've narrowed it down to 3, 4, maybe 5 different styles, you can use Empire Today's virtual floor designer. Pull it up on your phone, snap a picture of the space, and their floor designer will show you what the new floors are going to look like in your room. So you don't have to guess and then lay out the floors and be like, that brown's a little lighter than I imagined it, or the sun's not hitting it just right. That virtual floor designer will help you make an educated decision. And one thing to know about Empire Today is they service their own warranties. If an issue arises, you just call Empire. They service all warranties themselves. You don't have to track down a manufacturer's phone number. Just get in touch with Empire Today, and they'll come and take care of it. So schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 discount when they use the promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO.
Yeah, do that. And also, when you're looking to get yourself right, whether it's your mental health or your physical health or both, check out the Midtown Athletic Club at one of their 4 Chicagoland locations in Palatine, Bannockburn, Willowbrook, or the Midtown Athletic Club and Hotel here in the city in the middle of Bucktown and Lincoln Park. This month, January, Midtown Athletic Clubs in Bannockburn, Palatine, and Willowbrook, they are offering no initiation fees at those locations when you sign up. So if you were debating on whether or not you wanted to join the Midtown Athletic Club at any of those locations, do it now before you run out of time and skip the initiation fees and take advantage of all of their amazing amenities, their tremendous locker rooms, wet and dry saunas, indoor and outdoor pools and hot tubs. Amazing fitness studios, state-of-the-art gym equipment, yoga studios, cycling studios, boxing classes that they offer. And if you love tennis, the Midtown Athletic Club is the place to be. They have some of the best courts and programming in the sport, indoor and outdoor courts for tennis, pickleball, paddle tennis, and all of it is USTA professional quality all of the way. And if you're into your mental and physical health and you're into the Bears and Chicago sports, well, holy shit, the Midtown Athletic Club is a place for you, because the CHGO Bears and the Chicago Sports Podcast will be live from the Midtown Athletic Club in Bannockburn on Thursday, the 25th, this week. Guests of the show are complimentary that day. So go out to the Midtown Athletic Club in Bannockburn, check out the space, get in a workout, get in a steam, get in a chicken sandwich, and catch the shows live. Head over to the midtown.com/CHGO to find out more information and to schedule a tour of the Midtown Athletic Club nearest to you.
All right. It's going to be a good time on Thursday. Also Thursday, we're going to be out at the Barn Hockey Bar watching Hawks and Oilers. We're going to get there at 7. Puck drops at 8. That is right on Ogden between Monroe and Adams. So come on out, hang out with us for a while. We're going to take off after the second period so we can get back for the post-game show, but we'll be there an hour before puck drop, eating pizza, eating food, drinking some cold ones, so come join us. We also have some lines from practice right now, this courtesy of Mark Lazarus, and remember to keep in mind Colin Blackwell has a day off, so don't read too much into the fact that Lucas Reichel is currently on the second line. You've got Kurashev centering Foligno and Radish, Dickinson centering Reichel and Anderson, Gutman centering Pitlick and Donato, and Sanford centering Kachuk and Reese Johnson. So that's what you got right now. Mackenzie Entwistle is not on there.
I'll say that's a change.
And he looked a little banged up in the game yesterday, finished the game, but something to keep an eye on. It went to the boards hard during that loss. So,
well, they didn't mention that he wasn't practicing as they did for Blackwell. So I don't know, maybe he's just getting a lighter day, but he's still on the ice. But that's also a change from yesterday's lineup.
Yeah. Something to keep an eye on here.
I would have to believe that Reichel is just place holding for Blackwell since he's in the same spot. But we'll see. We'll have a better idea. Morning skate, which would be afternoon skate for us tomorrow before Seattle.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's move on to the All-Star Game festivities. And we have our captains and celebrity captains, which I know we're all very excited about.
Celebrity.
Actually, you know what? I gotta say,
they are famous people.
These are actual celebrities.
These are people that, if I had to bet money before this on who they would be, these would have been definitely 4 people I would have placed a couple of shekels on, because they are Canadian and they like hockey. Therefore, you're in.
But I mean, I would say 4 legitimate celebrities. Like, not like B-listers. Like, these are pretty big names in terms of the world of celebrities.
3 big names and an up-and-coming star that young people know, which you need.
All right. So you got your blue team is captained by Austin Matthews, and the celebrity captain is Justin Bieber. You may have heard of him. Your yellow team is Nathan McKinnon and Tate McRae. This is the teen pop. I think she's 20-year-old pop sensation, Canadian, wears hockey gear on her album covers.
Famous ex-girlfriend of Cole Sillinger.
Yes.
So if you want to learn more about her connection to hockey, Google Tate McRae and Cole Sillinger, and have fun with that.
But
I'm going to be honest with you. I would have never known who she was without our guys at the What Chaos podcast.
Well,
I have no idea.
I agree with you, but then she was on SNL a couple weeks ago too. Like she
blew up in popularity, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the What Chaos
because of Pete and DJ.
That is. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Once
Pete Blackburn starts tweeting about you, you're famous.
Well, someday we'll get there. The red team is Jack and Quinn Hughes with Michael Bublé, who must be singing Christmas hits.
That's fun.
In a less interesting fashion, as he's
free until next November. Yes, he is a big Canucks fan. Yeah,
that's fun. I like
And
Michael
then
Bublé. Why you guys got a problem with Michael Bublé?
why not just Frank Sinatra did it way better?
Well, he's
Okay, well,
trying to
Frank
be Frank
Sinatra's
Sinatra.
dead. Frank Sinatra's dead. Someone else
Hey,
has got
Michael
it now.
Michael Bublé, I'm not like I'm going to give him a lot of credit. He's smart. He has made millions and millions and millions of dollars on singing everybody else's music. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I guess so.
Work smarter, not hard, and that's exactly what he's doing. Hey, old Christmas songs, I got that. You want me to sing Sinatra songs too? Boom! Come see me at my sold out show in arenas across the country.
By the way,
He's
Mario, I know
brilliant.
you're a millennial, but the recordings have been put down, and you can listen to them even though they're dead.
Hmm?
You can go back and listen to recordings from dead people. Like they lay them down. It was first on audio,
like a Ouija board.
It was like no, it's like a reel to reel back in the day, and then they laid it on vinyl, and then later it was cassette. Then something called compact disc came out, and then that was then you led to your Zunes and your iPods, and now here we are with the streaming days. So yeah, even though the person's dead, you can go still hear their music.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think Bublé is he seems like he's willing to take a joke, like he's kind of a good sport. Seems like he's got some serious some funniness to him. I've seen him be using a lot of sketch comedy things before, and he's done a pretty good job. He holds his own. And then your
bubbly commercials; those are pretty entertaining.
He will be entertaining to people, I'm sure.
He seems like a good dude. It's a very safe, good choice that people will enjoy.
And then the white team is captained by Connor McDavid, and the celebrity captain is Will Arnett. And here's what I fear. And if our friends at the NHL are listening, don't make Will Arnett go try to talk to players and be funny, because you could bring Don Rickles out there on the ice, also dead. Would be difficult, but you could use Weekend at Bernie's technology to make it happen.
He'd probably be canceled.
When you try to lead hockey players into being funny, it is nothing but awkward all the time.
Especially Connor McDavid.
Yes, just don't make Will Arnett be your clown. Let him be out there. Let him have fun. Let him participate. And however you're going to have him participate, it is not Will Arnett's job to try to make Connor McDavid funny, because he is going to fail and it's going to be awkward. And who's going to look bad? Will Arnett, not Connor McDavid. Will Arnett's funny as hell. I mean, if you watch Arrested Development or you listen to Smartless, he's a funny dude. He knows how to be funny. But don't put it. The same thing happened to Keenan Thompson at the NHL Awards. He would say something funny to an athlete and put a mic out there and he'd go, you know, it's just let them be funny on their own. Don't try to make players be entertaining. Drives me crazy.
Do you remember at the NHL Awards when we were watching it in Nashville and they had McDavid on with the 10-year-old kid, and the kid was cracking jokes to McDavid, and he could not get that segment over with faster. Like he did not want to be there. He did not want to be, the little stooge with the kid. He wanted it to be over so fast.
Yeah, that was painfully awkward. I think that was Dirk Bentley's son, wasn't it?
Yes.
Is that who it was?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the other thing too is McDavid is starting to show a personality, but it's not have fun with me. He's a red ass. If anything, he's a red ass. So
he's a guy who doesn't want to have to toe the line anymore. Like, he's going to speak his mind more, but it's not like you're not getting any yucks out of Connor McDavid.
No, Connor McDavid is the guy that was the serious, the young guy, and then has a kid, and then the kid gets older, 5 years old, and spills orange juice, and loses his crap and has a meltdown. That's what Connor McDavid's turning into, as he's starting to get a little snark in some of his post game.
Yeah, I'm here for the snark. That's for sure. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take an edgy Connor McDavid for sure.
A frustrated, pissed off, snarky Connor.
Yeah, I think Greg's lagging out a little bit, so we let him know in the chat. I'm sure we'll get that refreshed. It happens every time when we're towards the end of the podcast, somebody's feed goes dead, it goes kaput. So we'll use this opportunity to talk to y'all about our friends at DraftKings. DraftKings is awesome, and they know hockey games move fast. But with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, You can score faster than anything happening on the ice. Whoa, that sounds fun. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. We're going to tell you about our DraftKings pick of the week here in a second. But here's what you need to do right now. You need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's step one. All right. Then you're going to use that promo code CHGO, and new customers will get bet $5 and you will get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. The crown is yours. And here is our pick of the week. This is a football pick of the week. And like they like to do is make these parlays for big games. So you've got a 4-pick Christian McCaffrey parlay for 49ers and Lions on Sunday. Here's the parlay. This is plus 750, 100 plus rushing yards, 40 plus receiving yards, 2 or more touchdowns, and the 49ers to win on the money line. That's all Christian McCaffrey plus a 49ers money line win. Look, if he's got 140 all-purpose yards, I like him for 2 touchdowns. That's plus 750. So if that interests you, lay it down. You've got those $200 instantly in bonus bets from using that code CHGO. So, or, fade us, because last week we were very convinced that CJ Stroud was going to just blow those numbers out of the water, and he sure did not.
Yeah, we led you astray on that one. But yeah, I feel like if McCaffrey is putting up those numbers, there's also a good chance that 49ers win also is part of the deal there. So
I would think so. 140 yards, 2 touchdowns from McCaffrey, and that's going to be.
Is it 2 touchdowns? I thought it was just 1.
It's 2.
Oh, it's 2. Oh,
2 or more, of course.
What is happening? What was that?
What was that, Mario?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Coming out of nowhere on your screen.
I did not do anything. What?
It was entertaining. I think I'm the only one that saw that. Did you see that, Greg?
I saw it too.
I didn't see it because I was pulling up the disclaimer that I have to read.
Which, by the way, I'm ready on the timer on that one.
I saw that.
Whenever you're ready.
This is a different. We can't do this one. It's a different disclaimer. This one doesn't count.
No, the clock is on DraftKings, not on
right. But the NHL has a different disclaimer than the NFL.
Okay.
So we have to be. I mean, we can start a new one for the NHL disclaimer if we want to do that. And then by default, I'm the leader, no matter how this goes.
Well, you're yeah.
So I'm like Roman Reigns with the 2 belts. Sure, I have to cheat to maintain them, but I still have them.
And you defend them less than anybody else.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Ready? Let me take a sip of my. All right. Here we go. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus specs expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved.
Pretty good.
All right.
40-23.
That's beatable.
Okay.
New number to beat.
It's longer though with the Shield stuff on there.
It is. Once you got, I almost clicked it too soon when you got to the Shield stuff. Kind of threw me off guard there.
It's all right. I own the belt.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations. You are the de facto winner. One for one.
All right, and now we're gonna see if Greg can tell us about Chevy. We're gonna give it a shot.
I can. I'm talking about it. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Are we good?
We can hear you.
All right, let's do it. Our partner, Ray Chevrolet, is ringing in the new year with their best offers all month long. Make your way to Ray Chevrolet on Route 12 in Fox Lake to join in on the savings and start your Ray Resolution. As one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories. But right now, they're trying to make room for the inbound 2024 models. So all their current inventory must go. Plus, you can find the perfect tailgate vehicle at Ray Chevy because they have over 100 new Silverados available with prices starting at $19,495 or take up to $10,000 off a new 2023 Silverado. And to top it all off, they're pricing over 125 vehicles under $20,000. Seriously, guys, can pricing get more affordable? I don't think so. Speaking about affordable, what's more affordable than free? Well, you can get a free oil change at Ray Chevy just by mentioning CHGO when scheduling your oil change at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Start your new year off right. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com to start your Ray resolution. They've been serving the community since 1963. Find new roads.
All right, good job. We didn't time that one.
Way to
Good
go.
stuff. Yeah.
Are we timing all of our reads now?
Yeah, we should start doing that.
We should.
Who
We should just
is
read them as fast as possible. I'm sure
the FOCO record.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone will appreciate that their ads are read in 10 seconds.
Absolutely. That's how disclaimers are supposed to be read, though.
True, yeah. And if you've ever worked in radio or audio work before, you record that at normal speed and then adjust it in post-production. No one actually talks that fast.
Unless you're the Micro Machines guy.
I was going to say, except one person.
R.I.P. I think, probably. Did I just kill the Micro Machines guy?
That was a long time ago.
You might have, yeah.
Is the Micro Machines
I think he is
guy
gone.
dead? John Moshida Jr. Wait, he's not dead.
Oh
No.
Boy.
Oh.
Knock on wood.
You know how old he is?
Career.
69.
I was going to say he's probably a nice age.
75. Nice.
All right, before we wrap up,
gave us the spoiler with technology.
You're right. My bad. All right, here are the skills competitions that are actually happening. And again, the winner takes all in these competitions. Your combatants: Quinn Hughes, JT Miller, David Pasternak, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Jack Hughes, Nikita Kucherov, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and Elias Pettersson, future Blackhawk. You've got fastest skater, hardest shot, passing challenge, one-timers, stick handling, accuracy shooting, one-on-one, and obstacle courses. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to think Connor McDavid's going to win.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a favorite. I'm interested. So, did you have the explanations in front of you, Jay?
No, but I can find them.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. What is the one-timer thing? Like, is it just hitting one-timers hard, or is it? I wonder if it's part of a maybe a targeting game, because I know they have the accuracy challenge, but those are just more wrist shots. But the one-timer, I'm a little interested in what that would be.
Yes, of course they are not easy to find because we're dealing with the NHL here. But let's see. Okay, one-timer. Okay, a minimum of 4 players and 1 passer. A player attempts 3 one-timers from 3 designated positions on the ice. Points are awarded based on the placement of the puck in the net, and the players with the most points wins.
Okay, so a little bit of accuracy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go with Nathan McKinnon just to be a little different, but still a guy that I think could be a favorite.
All right, fair enough.
I think McDavid is the odds-on favorite. If he cares about winning, he's probably going to win it. If he's just out there to go through the motions and fulfill his obligation, then who knows? Don't count out one of the Hughes brothers, though. Not saying which one, but one of them might be there at the end.
Can you bet like Hughes brothers versus the field? That'd be a fun little DraftKings bet.
I'd take that bet. Yeah,
that'd be a good one,
dude. After watching Quinn last night and that goal he scored, there's not a lot that kid can't do.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what the obstacle course entails. Hopefully they have some fun with it, and hopefully no one gets hurt.
Well, I hope Jack Hughes is actually there because he got hurt in the same game Connor Bedard got hurt and hasn't played since.
So, well, they've made him a captain and they've expected him to play in it. So
yeah, they must have some intel that I can't get as a fantasy owner of Jack Hughes. I can't find squat about when he's coming back, but apparently he's going to be at the All-Star game. Love it.
You should trade him for Colin Blackwell.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not practicing either.
Fair enough. That's a good point by you. All right, we're going to wrap things up. We are back tomorrow with pregame. 9 o'clock puck drop tomorrow, boys, or 9:30?
9 o'clock.
All right, that's a little more acceptable. We can do that.
That's what we did
So we'll
last
have
night.
a 9 o'clock pregame show. And again, we want to remind you, Thursday, we will be at the Barn Hockey Bar. Very casual, no tickets needed. Just show up and hang out. We'll be there at 7 for the 8 o'clock puck drop. So hopefully you can join us there. But again, join us tomorrow. Hawks and Kraken pregame 8:30. Puck drops at 9. And we'll talk to you, of course, on the postgame on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast, which, as always, is presented by our friends at ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 8:30 on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.